Hello everyone. So welcome back to lecture 3 of revision of class 9 syllabus. So today we are going to study about conditional constructs in Java, the selection statements. So as you already know, the selection or decision making statements allows selective execution of statements. It enables decision and subsequent selection of some of the several possible actions. So basically, the conditional constructs can be divided into three categories. That is, if construct, switch construct, and ternary operator. So you can perform all the conditional related logical problems using these constructs. So let's first discuss about if construct. Under if construct, there are different types like simple if else, if, and nested if. So if we see the syntax of if else, it will be something like this. If condition, statements, else, statements. So how does it execute is, first condition is checked. If it is true, the if block statements are executed, and if it is false, else will execute. Fine. So if you have many conditions to be tested, you can use if else if. Now that is also similar to if else, but you have many more conditions to be tested. So you can just add it like this. Condition this, else if condition statements. So it can go on and on depending on the number of conditions you have. And the last one you can just write without a condition. So here, how does it work is if, for example, if this condition is true, if this is true, then this will execute and it will bypass all the following if conditions and continues executing the statements written after these if else if parts. Okay, so this is how your if construct works. And there is a dangling else problem. It's a confusion which may arise due to more number of ifs than number of else. So when you use nested if, there may be some kind of confusion if you do not close the blocks properly and all. That may lead to dangling else issue, right? So this is all about if construct. Now let's go to switch construct. Now switch is similar to if, but there are differences between them. If you can use for comparing any type of values, any data type, but just a minute. Yeah, so in case of if statement, comparison can be done between a variable and range of values. But in switch, it is done between a variable and a value just for equality, right? In if, you can use logical expressions like many expressions with this relational operators, logical operators, etc. But in switch, we cannot use logical conditions. And you can even compare two different variables in if, but here in switch you cannot. You can just compare a variable with a constant value only. So these are certain differences between if and switch which you should keep in mind. So the switch construct, we will discuss the questions related to this in the following few more statements after that. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, this fall through condition is like if you do not keep a break statement, it will allow the following cases to execute, and that condition is called fall through condition, right? And then comes ternary operator, the which looks this way, and the syntax for this is, it will have three operands, like it will look something like this: OP1, OP2, and OP3. So this is your condition. If this is true, OP2 will execute, and if the condition returns false, OP3 will execute. So in simple terms, suppose if I write this: A greater than B, A otherwise B. So if I assign it to max, so what is this? This is basically, it is finding greater of the two values A and B and assigning that value to max. Now same thing if we do using if else, it will look something like this. So this can be asked in section. It can be asked under rewrite if to ternary or vice versa, right? So you need to know the syntax, how to use. So please revise from your class 9 syllabus some of the questions related to these constructs. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, so here there are three examples. Same question done using if, switch, and ternary. Okay. Okay, I'll just make it bigger. Yeah. So the question here is to input a character and print if it is a vowel or consonant. You must have already done, but since it's a revision class, I'm just giving you some known examples, easy examples. So here you input the character and you compare it with all the vowels. You can just connect these relational expressions with logical OR, because if the ch is one of these operands, then one of the condition will be true, and because they're connected with OR, the output of this logical expression will be true. So if this is true, this executes, otherwise this will execute. Hope it is clear. Now same thing if we want to do using switch case, it goes like this. Here ch is your character. Now here you can put the case value here is A, E, I, O, U. Now since they are character constant, they are enclosed within single quotes. You can assume that the character ch is in uppercase. Okay, so we are just checking it with the uppercase vowels only, right? So here, how does it work is, for example, my ch is A, right? Now A will be compared with this value. Now here it finds the exact match. The ch is compared with the case values for equality only. And these case values can be either int or char only. That's what we discussed between the differences between if and switch. Okay, now if it is A will match with the first value itself. Therefore, the control enters that particular case. Whatever is written there will get executed and break will shift control out of the loop. But since there is no statement, not even break, the controls fall over to the next case, again to the next case, again to the next case, and reaches here. And what does it print? It will print a vowel, and break will shift control out of the switch. So here we are making use of fall through condition. Are you getting it? Yeah. So sometimes you can make use of fall through conditions to make your program more simple and reduce the code size. Fine. Now, let's take one more example. If your ch value is z, suppose. Now, this value is not matching with any one of the values written in the switch. Therefore, the default will execute and it will print z, a consonant. Fine. So default is an optional statement. It is not compulsory to write, but it can be used for printing some error messages or some appropriate messages. Okay. Now, same thing if you want to check through ternary operator, it would look something like this. Yeah. So here, this is your condition. You have to write it completely. This is the condition. Now, if it is true, then OP2 will be the answer. And if it is false, OP3 is the answer. So if my CH is suppose A, so now A is equal to A is true, right? Or all other will be false. But logical OR gives you true if at least one of the operand is true. So this will return true, and therefore the OP2 will be the answer, which will be assigned to the variable S, right? So the output will be A vowel. Got it? So you can use if, switch, ternary according to the given program. Okay. So let's see some more models under conditional construct. Yeah, here are two important models which are given. Please go through model 1. Sorry. Yeah. The question is the BSNL charges for using telephone from their consumers according to the calls made per month as per the given tariff. So this is one important model where you have to calculate the bill. So this type of questions you can be asked for computing library fine or electricity bill, telephone charges, water charges, etc. So in all these questions, you have to compute the bill slab wise, which I will just discuss. So here you will input the number of calls. Okay, so let's store it in a variable C. And now you have to calculate the charge. So let's declare charge as a variable charge. Now, how do you put the if conditions here? If the first one is up to 50 calls. So if it is if C less than equal to 50, charge will be, it's no charge for first 50 calls. There is no charge. So you can just write 0. Now let's check the second condition. Else if, what is the second condition? Next 100. What does it mean? It's for first 50 calls, there is no charge. So next 100 implies greater than 50 and less than equal to 150. So accordingly, you have to write the condition C greater than 50 and C less than equal to 150, because it's saying next 100. So after 50, next 100 is up to 150. Okay, so the charge here will be, you have to calculate it this way. For first 50 calls, it is 0. And how do you get the remaining calls? You need to subtract what you calculate directly from the total charge, sorry, total calls. And then per call is given 80 paisa. So you multiply it with it. Because it is in paise, you divide it by 100. Okay. So likewise, you will continue writing this. This next condition is again next 100. So it will be greater than 150 and C less than equal to 250. Next 100 implies less than equal to 250. Okay. So I hope you got this calculation part. So for first 50, it is again 0. Next 100, it is 80 paisa. And how do you get the remaining calls? You deduct 50, 100. So total 150 you deduct from total calls to get the remaining calls in this range. And then you multiply it with 150 because that's the charge per call in this range. Okay. So likewise, you calculate the last part also. And once you calculate this, now you can display the details accordingly. Okay, fine. Yeah, here you also have this, like a monthly rental charge is rupees 150 per month. So this is the necessary charge everybody has to pay. So you can now add that 150 to the calculated charge based on these conditions. Okay, that you can add up at the end and display the details. Okay, hope you got that question. Please practice more questions of similar model because it is one of the important model which can come in both. Okay, now let's move to the next model 2. Please go through that once. A promoter announces a special bonanza for early booking of the flats for the customers as per the given info, the category and discount on price. So depending on the category chosen by the user, they will avail different discount on the price, which is very clearly displayed in the question. So you are supposed to input the price and the category. Okay, so the price is, you can take it as int, and category is a character, right? So you please input these two things and then we do it using switch. Let's see how it works. Switch ch. Now here ch is the category. In the question, it is specifically mentioned to accept G, F, S or T only. So if it is given in question, you have to do it accordingly. If it is not mentioned, then you can accept the choice as an int or a char, anything you're comfortable with. Now here, since they have asked a character, it will go like this. The first case is G, ground floor. Okay, so here you will calculate the D, the discount based on the tariff given there. D is 10% of price. So you can do it like this and break. For each case, calculate the discount and write the break statement. Okay, so likewise you will calculate for case S, case T, and finally you will write default, wherein you can just display invalid choice. And once you come out of the switch, you can calculate the net amount, which will be price minus discount. Like all the common statements, put it out of the block. Okay, instead of rewriting in every case, you can put such common statement out of the switch. And whatever is varying, that you calculate within the switch. And then here you can display the details, your price, the discount amount, and the net price. Okay, so this is how you will be doing your switch programs. Okay, let me give you one more example. See, if your ch value entered is G, suppose. Now G will match with this value. See here, each case value must be unique. Okay, and these values are compared with a variable for equality only. And these values can be either int or char only. Please remember these things. I'm repeating it again and again because it's important. Now here if ch matches with this, so the control will enter the block, it will execute the discount, and break will shift control out of the switch, and then it calculates net and displays your data. So only one of the cases will execute as per the program written over here. Okay, so with this we come to an end of today's class. Thank you, children, and keep practicing more and more if else and switch programs so that you are in touch with the syllabus and whatever little confusions you had are clarified. Okay, Thank you, everyone.